Dalmaga Orc racial always gives me Verso and Remix. Is it just like unfortunately accidental, or is it just like on purpose? What is happening? Is it supposed to? I don't think it's supposed to, is it? Gonna be Boo, wait, switch. I don't know if I did that or not. Boo Majop first up versus Body at Disarm right after immediately. With Boo in there, he got himself Avatar, he's got himself Reckless, he's got himself everything, dude. And Body, unless you just have some kind of like a defensive or just run, yeah, unless you just like maybe drop some damage on him, I don't really know if you'll be able to hang in versus an Unholy Death, because eventually, I mean, versus a Fury Warrior, because eventually you're just going to be able to land execute after execute, and there's just not much you can really do about it. Varial, by the way, oh, I like it playing on ults, man. Hell yeah. So this Varial guy, this Varial Warrior is actually not a rando. It's our boy Too Tall. It's our boy the Paladin. Yeah. Playing it all for everyone else's benefit. Dude, if you want to just bring a Paladin and have some fun with it, I feel like there's nothing wrong with it, man. I feel like there's nothing wrong with if you just want to play some Paladina. They got nerfed by 15%, right? It should be maybe good enough, potentially. Purpose 40% Versa. Oh yeah, the fact that it doesn't DR too is kind of nice. But like, I don't even know if those like stats, numbers with the Versa are as good as the percentage of Versa. Not anymore. Boo landing that stun, gonna be a trinket to follow. But that's weird though. Is it like that for every Maga Orc and Legion Remix? Is it always versatility? Or, because it's supposed to be 2 highest stats, but I guess if you Versa is the highest. And then the other stats are even. Are the other stats even for you? Because if they're even, then maybe? Maybe because they're set to 0 actually. Maybe it's because they're set to 0 and that point of Versa only gives you actual points of Versa. Maybe? Technically? That could be it actually. That might explain it. 0 Versa? But no, they have a lot of Versa. Because of the trait, right? Boo landing a stone into Varel. Got himself a bit of that Blaze Storm, building up some damage. Gonna be a huge charge on for Varel. You can ruin that charge? You can do the Dragon charge? That is weird. That is weird and unusual. As he charges in, disarm right after, disarm for disarm, got himself the Warbreaker ready to go. Maybe can do enough damage. Might just have to wait for that parry, honestly. What he can also do, Varial, you can just put some bleeds onto Boo and back away. Let second one kick in. Because Boo got bleeds. He can't heal. He actually cannot heal unless he's up on melee. Because the Arms Warrior has the advantage on like the bleed damage specifically. Varial, however, is taking huge hits back to back. He needs to back up out of the SAP. And I think he might just have to find a way just to avoid Boo. I don't know if he'll be able to. He just left with yet another charge. Got himself a charge around the corner. I love how like comically fast you end up running when you're dragon rushing like that. But he does have second wind building up. He does have second wind building up. He actually was able to do it. Boo also building up second wind. So it looks like it's going to be a bit of a reset between the two. Parry available for Varial. In range regen available for Boo. Getting that proper opener. There's going to be a Blade Storm after. Parry up for Varial. Boo is trying to see if he can back himself out of there. Varel has himself a charge around the corner, but he's just going to go for a slow and just run out of there. Just juking it out of there while the parry is active. That is unfortunate. And for Varial, what's unfortunate too is you can't just leap. He has a dragon charge, but that replaces his leap. Which I don't know if that should. I kind of like, you know, that mobility. Imagine if you had both. Would be kind of nice, honestly. Varial does get to knock him up in the air. Just try to see if he could. That stun was super delayed. Try to see if he just back away from him. Varial kind of stuck in place. He can't go anywhere. And Boo's just going to try to see if he can lock him down with a spear. Crush him right where he's standing. That is rough, man. That is rough. Mechanome? Is it a Mechanome? No, it's like a normal gnome. No. I think normal gnome is way better than Mechanome. Running 90% mastery versus 32% haste only from tier. Ah, okay. Yeah, I guess what would be your best stat? Like if it's haste and crit, like outside of mastery versus being your best, isn't the crit better for PvP? Just for like higher chance to generate calm points, or is haste like more sustained? Because it is good for bleeds too, and some energy technically, but like not always good. Just wondering. Boo, actually taking a decent bit of damage, doing some damage to Chicago is going to be their big ascend. It's like you expected the ascend to come out. It's like you waited for that ascend. And you almost like knew. I don't know if he like just predicted Chicago is gonna trinket and pop a sand or what, or maybe Chicago was building up for like a big damage amp or anything. But definitely went in for the huge hit. Sunder for a second. Boo able to charge in and stay on top of Chicago. Mad Executes to follow. I don't know if there's anything you can do. Chicago diving on the ground is only going to help him a little, but I don't know what else you can do in this situation. Unless you got Maelstrom to just heal yourself, it's just lights, I think. Because Boo's right on top of you. Frost Shock, Root, but it's just not enough to take you down. As he's going to pop a defensive immediately with Dude Man Shield going to be up next. Full army of undeads crawling out of the woodworks. Does land a spear onto Dude Man. He's able to walk out of it, but the army of undead is going to get speared down. I don't know if Boo can just run away with a leap, maybe. Does go for a stun. Reflect the silence back onto Dude Man. That could potentially maybe be something. He needs a lot of healing. Oh, he does not have heals, unfortunately, though. Dude Man can just keep that pressure rolling the entire time. That is rough. This warrior looks so good with that set. Yo, what's up, Seb? Yeah, it looks great, man. Full Ajara, beautiful, pretty, frilly dress or whatever they got going on. It looks great, man. Pets, yeah, pets always been rough, man. Pets are always rough. Have you seen how much damage Death Knight do with their demonic pets? It's kind of wild. I didn't realize you guys meant like the pets scale with like the spike ability, but I've been seeing like Death Knights running around, like just spiking the demons like insta, and it just does all the damage. It's crazy. Dude Man getting hit with the silence, maybe in a rough spot. I don't really know how you could live. Maybe drop a dome, but I feel like with Dalaran picking up as much burst as he is, there's just not much you can really do to counter it. It is a Frost Death Knight full burst, getting those Reaper procs with the tier set. And it's just the side just cuts right through you. Light's actually gonna walk in and then back up out. Is he waiting for... Did he back out because like Eric didn't pop a cooldown or something? Because he like ran in, hit him with a hit and run, backed out. Maybe he's just trying to take a note of the dampening at 33%. Trying to be like, you know what, let me just stabilize real quick since Eric is playing defensively anyway. Hit him with a hammer. Searing Glare to follow. You can't even respond. IBF is all you can do, so you can't even protect yourself from the next stun. So honestly puts himself potentially in a winnable position. AMS barely helping him. And if Light just waits out for the Hodge, perfect. Lands it. I don't think there's anything you can do in this situation. Eridan does have a Death Pact. Maybe Death Pact and run. Chain of Ice and run. Chain and run. He technically has burst. Maybe silence the Paladin and try him doing a burst go. Maybe, possibly. I don't think you have a stun or anything, but yeah, it's rough. Lights knows he just needs to like play the long haul, just not run into like the tiger's den of burst and just play it super steady and you'll be okay. Demoniac popping on here on his massive clef hoof, I think it's called. I think it's clef hoof. I didn't realize their like hooves are so like liquidy. They like move in a very natural way. Like liquid. If you see a clef hoof next time, look at the hooves, like the back and the front, and they're just like liquid. They do like the stretchy thing. They don't really feel realistic. It's gonna be Assassination Demoniac, immediately getting hit with a hammer, or potential Light setting up for a hammer. Kidney shot, full burst, everything, all the blades. Lights will have to use something to live here. Lay in hands, something, anything. Shield of Vengeance. Lay in hands, there it is. Demoniac able just to pop him full of bleeds. Trying to see if he can just stay away. It's gonna go for, I think, a quick garrote. But it still does get the bleeds rolling in. Lights is gonna take a lot of the damage. Demoniac does not join in to add on to those bleeds. It's gonna go for a disarm on the blind. I think Searing Glare still connects, right? Actually had like a second when you could have shadow stepped it. Cloak of Shadows that does prevent it. And Lights may be looking for a bubble. Bop instead. Demoniac has any burst to follow after this bop. He could maybe make something work off of this. Actually could be huge. Does go for a vanish. Should still be a little bit of this residual dot damage from Wake of Ashes. Light is kind of exposed. He can bubble for a second. While Forbearance is active, he can't do much. Demonic does end up going for a rush around the corner. And it's gonna go for yet another garrote. Kidney shot to follow. Trinket right after. He got faint. He's chilling. Evasion available. He's okay. Lights got a bubble off though. But next kidney could potentially be the end of him. Shield of Vengeance also available. Blind but Demoniac. Does he get back in there though? I think Lights has a potential to maybe bring the duels back, but Demoniac, he got another set of bleeds going. He got another set of poisons going. He can go for the full Kingsbane, everything, and just walk away. Or stay in. I don't think he has enough to stay in though, but maybe with a kidney shot. Maybe that's all he needs. Does himself the dots. disarm. Pally with a stun. Wake of Ash is available. Still get himself the hammer drop. Needs a second hammer drop to potentially just take out Demoniac. Try to see if he can back up out of there. Looking for a heal. That is a lot of dot damage still on you. Demoniac is not given an opportunity to escape. Does go for Kingsbane instead. Just hits him with that full body Kingsbane off the bat. Taking him out. That was a kind of a close one between the Rogue and the Pally, honestly. Actually kind of close. But he was like, you know what? I can't escape the Pally. I have to hit him with something. He has like no health, no more immunes. Just have to hit him with an extra hit. Kingsbane does good initial damage and some dot damage after. And he does win. That was actually so close, man.